My brother took a rock and smashed my 16-year-old daughter's $15,000 Honda Civic right in our driveway. When my dad told him to pay for it, he smirked and said, "We're family. Just let it go." 5 minutes later, my dad walked out of the garage holding a sledgehammer, and my brother finally understood what consequences feels like. I was inside folding laundry when I heard a scream that turned my blood cold. I ran outside and saw glass scattered across the concrete like ice. My daughter stood stiff by the passenger side, fists clenched, eyes huge. My brother was right there with a rock in his hand. That car wasn't a gift, she worked for it. Babysitting, summer jobs, every birthday check stuffed into an envelope marked car. I matched what she saved, dollar for dollar, and the day we bought it, she cried at the dealership. It was her freedom. I yelled, "What are you doing?" He didn't even look embarrassed. "She needs to learn respect," he said. I stared at the cracked windshield. "You're destroying her car." He shrugged. She rolled her eyes at me. Kids run their mouths. My daughter's voice came out tiny. I didn't even say anything mean. I stepped in front of her and said, "You're paying for this." My brother actually laughed. "Make me," he said. My dad came to the porch, took one look at the dented hood and the dangling mirror, and his face changed. Calm, hard. "You're paying," he told my brother. My brother scoffed. "No, we don't charge family." My dad said, "You don't get to destroy something and walk away." My brother stepped closer like he wanted to win by intimidation. "Oh, really?" he snapped. "You're choosing her over me now?" My stomach dropped. This wasn't about a car. It was about control. My dad didn't argue. He just said, "Go inside," and for once I listened. Halfway to the door, I heard the garage open and something heavy scrape across the floor. Then my brother's tone shifted. "Dad, what are you doing?" My dad stepped out with the sledgehammer. He walked to the Civic and ran his fingers over the spiderwebbed windshield. Then he looked at my brother. "You said family means letting things go," he said. Slow motion hit. He lifted the hammer. The metal head caught the sun. My brother's grin died. The first strike slammed into the hood. Glass burst and scattered. The second strike caved the roof with a sick crunch. My daughter gasped and clutched my shirt. My brother shouted, "Stop!" My dad didn't stop until the car was finished. When he finally lowered the hammer, he was breathing hard, but his voice stayed steady. "Now you let it go," he said, "and you pay for all of it. If you don't, the police will." My brother turned to me, eyes wide. "You wouldn't?" "Yes," I said, "I would." That's when the rock slipped from his hand. Neighbors had drifted to their lawns, whispering. My brother muttered, "I didn't mean to hurt her. Like that fixed anything. She didn't deserve this." I said, "Neither did I." We filed the police report that night. I hated doing it, but my daughter watched me, and I refused to teach her that people get to break things and then hide behind family. The next day, the insurance adjuster asked questions. Witnesses talked. The damage was intentional, and my brother couldn't wiggle out of it. Then his wife called me crying. "It's not the first time," she admitted. "He smashed my phone once. He punches walls. He throws things. Everyone always says, he's family." My dad sat at the kitchen table after the call and stared at his hands. "I failed," he said. "I protected him instead of correcting him." I squeezed his hand. "You're fixing it now." My brother was charged with property damage and child endangerment. He lost his job later because his temper showed up at work too, and nobody there cared who his father was. Court ordered anger management. No one bailed him out. For the first time, he had to sit in the mess he made. Months later, we bought my daughter another car. She chose it herself and insisted on paying part of it again. "I don't want anything handed to me," she said. I hugged her until my chest hurt. One night on the porch, she leaned into me and whispered, "Thanks for choosing me. I will always choose you," I said. Later, my dad pulled me aside and said, "I'm proud of you. You stopped what I kept excusing." I learned this the hard way. Family isn't a permission slip. Love without boundaries is enabling. If someone hurts your kid, you don't keep the peace. You end the cycle. What would you have done if your brother said, "Just let it go"?